Professor na yet and some for a my Ghana and I also be stating over like we are commenting a day a my na and a day dear chese a Professor Domfeh and I just say what just in case so any power so I didn't send me able to efa a bank of Ghana who just say a yes some illegal and you might be a cost what just say said you move pumpy city a good dollar and one say or more air pumping. Na after say Obama say so ebeka sansem we ewie eye TV tele enso e de sam expose bi e de abeto eye emonte so efa eye NDC amayeko ni chese NDC ebeta e kadada na ewo ho na chese yentumi entia no masa bo 74 billion account abuti emurem ni nkotie nsem ni bi emba.
Doc, you made a wild statement that the Bank of Ghana is pumping dollars into the economy. That's why the city is getting appreciation.
Let me say that.
The question in the public now is that if that was possible during the MPP time, why didn't they do it?
Yeah, why didn't they do it? Have you also asked yourself why city stays so stable from the year 2027 all the way to 2022? 2027 January, $1 was going for 4 cedis 20 pesos. Okay, and by January 2022, it was 6 cedis 20 pesos. 61 good months, cedi was almost at a standstill. That's one of the best records we have had from 1957. President Kufuor under President Kufuor, cedi did very well. But if you pick President Kufuor out and you look for the data from 1957, you see that one of the years that we saw cedi staying so stable for long was between January 2022, January 2017 to January 2022. 2022, Bank of Ghana had raises at the beginning of the year, had raises of 9.9 billion. This be very good education to Ghanaians. Bank of Ghana had total raises of 9.9 billion. And that was enough to cover the city, because if you look at our reserves, we hardly even hit 10 billion, but we were almost getting 10 billion. At that time, and at that month, January 2022, $1 was going for how much? 6 cedis 20 pesos. Then all of a sudden, before we could say that, there was crisis all over the world. USA, we go there to buy. They recorded their highest inflation. I think about 4 months after February, they recorded their highest inflation in 40 years. Germany recorded its highest inflation in 70 years. Prices all over the world went up. Okay, fuel. Today we buy fuel at $64. Today, it went, once upon a time, it went up to $121. So individuals who have to go and buy fuel, if they were using $64 to get 1 barrel, sorry, $72 to get 1 barrel in January, and then they hit 121 somewhere in June, July. My brother, I'm asking you, how much more dollars would they need to bring 1 barrel of crude oil, refined oil to Ghana? They will need from 72 to what? 121, a chunk. Today, $1 had dropped even below the 72 it was in January 2022. Now, when that happened as well, importers, if they were buying some goods at $1, today it is $2. When they are going to buy, how much do you want them to send? They will need more dollars. So there was excessive pressure on the city. And Bank of Ghana did very well, because let me say that it's not only this government that is intervening in the market. It is a tradition. Our exchange rate system is what? Managed floating exchange rate. The Bank of Ghana has been coming periodically to the market to supply, to help cedi stay stable.
So, Doc, you mentioned that it is artificial cedi appreciation.
So let me flow. And so the point I'm trying to say is that by July 2022, $1 was 8 cedis 20 pesos. At that time, Bank of Ghana, you are saying that why didn't they do it? And I'm telling you that they did it. By July 2022, $1 was 8 cedis 20 pesos. But August, September, October, Bank of Ghana had run out of reserves, almost. So they didn't have the capacity to now protect the city again. Because at the beginning of the year, they had 9.9 billion, which is one of the highest nominal reserves we have had as a country. Okay? By July, it has moved to 8 cedis 20 pesos. So people ask this question, and I forgive them because they don't understand the monetary economics. If you do, you realize that Bank of Ghana is not only today, they've been intervening in the market. And when they did, they were able to protect the cedi in spite of all the pressure that came on the cedi as I'm talking about, and maintain the cedi around 8 cedis 20 pesos by July. By August, September, October, because we didn't have enough dollars, cedi depreciated and $1 was going forward. 17 cedis in the forex market, and then over 15 in the interbank. Okay, that is what we are making reference to, because they didn't have much capacity to intervene. Now, Bank of Ghana, when they got the dollars, they intervened. Yeah, when Bank of Ghana got the dollars, they what? Intervened. And cedi dropped from 15, I should say 15 in the interbank market, and the 17 to 8 cedis by December. So if you ask the question, why didn't they do it? They did it, but it was artificial. When Bank of Ghana comes out to supply, it is artificial. That is why, even though Bank of Ghana, when they got the dollars, they pumped so much, and by December that year, when you people say it went to 17, it dropped down to 8 cedis. By December 2022, go and check. Go and check. So they did it. I don't want to hear people say, why didn't they do it? They did it. But that approach is not what sustainable. That is why when we entered 2023 and 2024, cedi again depreciated. It's not sustainable, because once the way how they did it to bring it down from 15 in the interbank and to 8 from October to December, if they have more dollars to supply, they could have done that. And that is the same approach today we are seeing.
Sometimes we a leader when jina o yiya nkrofo be fa wo aya ade na chiri ahaw. Obi retooling Air Force Honorable 240, he had a whole chapter where he talked about locations. Obi, it cannot be a mistake or an omission. And Brofono, what word? Say ni refi and no nim. Say the quantum of money going into retail of the Air Force. The part of the budget that talk about locations, where he mentioned 100 million for General 1, 600 million for the hospitals. How come the minister did not mention the 2.6 billion Ghana cedis, which will be paid next year towards the acquisition of the
for the retooling
of the Air Force?
2.6 billion.
2.68 billion Ghana cedis to be paid next year. Billion
in dollar terms.
In cedis. Okay. Now, Ghana has a plan under John Dramani Mahama to spend close to 13 billion Ghana cedis in 4 years to purchase 2 jets and 4 helicopters for the, how do you call it, Ghana forces. Military. And I've been informed that a few other your friends saying military who did the ship in Yamakawana, I didn't call 1.2 billion, but I'll share the aircraft pay number about 1 billion. Obi, how say honorable to me mention 100 million for a general 1, mentioned 600 million for 3 hospitals, was able to mention some millions for 292 million for part, 110 million for 24 economy, and missed out 2.6 billion for planes. Is deliberate. On you say Ghana for who I make us say ora. Mon share mo ye. Na time na mo opposition ya. Na if you team no. Na enye say.
Na 2.6 million say billion wa mboso amumu hu we. E wa appendix
no.
Okay.
Ehona ye kire o sika eko every ministry.
Ehona
niam na
share.
As for budget na kasa ni dey speech. I so be reading the manifesto. Me sha me say ba o person who e be sika akode un sabe ka e was here. E ho kra dey enkan e ho minister upon budget na ho enkan ho no wa o person o be so kania na joa na wa kohwe. Na obi enu wo 4A e ho na sade ni she 2027 John Dramani Mahama's government is going to commit 3.54 billion Ghana cedis for the retooling of the Air Force, in addition to the 2.6. Obi, 2028, this government is ready to pay 3.13 billion. And appendix 4C of the 2026 budget and economic statement. And then lastly, the last tranche payment is 2029, 3.3 billion Ghana.